Okay, today is July 31st, 2015, and we're looking at the tropical Pacific water vapor loop, the wide view, and we're looking at Hurricane Guillermo, Category 2 storm with 105-mile-per-hour winds, and this storm is heading towards Hawaii, the Big Island. It's forecast to track right by on the north side of the Big Island by Wednesday. However, this storm is being blown apart, and we can see a HAARP ring right there. They're blowing this part of the storm apart, and we can see a lot of diminishment of this storm activity right here. It goes from a deep purple to down to a light blue after it's hit with a transmitter. You can see that ring exiting the area. Okay. Meanwhile, Hawaii, right here, there is a man-made high pressure parked right over this area, and that is spinning clockwise, and that is going to protect Hawaii from this low pressure here and all the severe weather right up here, and also the severe weather down here. All this weather, this is a lot of bad weather, and there's a transmitter working right here and right up here. HAARP transmitter working right there to kill that. Now, so they put a transmitter here to protect the Hawaiian Islands from all this weather. And meanwhile, we see that Hurricane Guillermo is being isolated right here. They're building high pressure in right here. And pretty soon, this flow, this moisture flow right here that was feeding the monsoonal flow that's heading up into the United States, that'll be cut off by the end of tonight. They're isolating this storm, and then they will kill it off with a transmitter. And there's still plenty of thunderstorms moving up into the Mexico and United States, Arizona, California, and New Mexico. We can see right here that these storms are being killed off by a transmitter right here, and there are very large HAARP rings, blast rings from the heat. These transmitters generate very, very high temperatures, and they heat the water in the air so quickly that it generates a blast ring, which we can see right here. And we'll get a close-up of that here in a second. All right, let's go take a look here. This is a close-up. Might be able to get a better view. You can see that one ring right there. Right there. And this storm is being, this side of the storm is being destroyed. You can see the HAARP ring right there, the blast ring, as they kill that part of it. Look at all that diminishment right there. It goes from a deep purple to a light blue. Okay, here we are. This is the infrared loop. See a very, very large thunderstorm cell developing right here next to Cabo San Lucas. Looks like they're going to hit that. Almost look like there's a shock wave developing right on the edges of that storm. We'll keep an eye on that. We might do a follow-up tonight later on. Okay, let's go to the next map here. This is the visible light mode. We can see that HAARP ring right there. Very defined, very well defined. Leaving that north end of this storm. They're blowing that apart. And this is the core of Hurricane Guillermo right here. And it looks like they're already hitting the core because there's not much of an eye wall anywhere on this. They're already killing it off. There's heat being hit right here. They're targeting it right there. Okay. Let's go take a look at another map. That's a great ring, though. You can really see that. Look at that. That moves out very, very quickly. Superheated air. Okay, this is a close-up of Hawaii. What's going on with Hawaii? Like I said, this is being protected. They've got a transmitter pinned right here. That's high pressure, clockwise motion. It's going to protect these islands from all of this really crazy severe weather. Okay, let's go and look at the next map. quickly. Okay, here we are. Southern California, right here. Now watch this storm right there. Right there. You can see the blast rings. Right there. There's a ring right about there that comes flying out of the bottom of that as it's killed off. This is a very fast moving northerly flow, and watch how fast that ring is blasted out of the back of this storm, heading against the flow, against the current, the upper air currents. You can see that. I hope you can see it. Right out of that, just right there. Also, there's another ring right up here. Very well defined ring. Look at that. And then the whole storm just implodes. This guy right here. And it just implodes. And in California today, Southern California, we had just tons and tons of chemical aerosol chemtrails from early morning hours till tonight. They were spraying all day. We had about 60% humidity today, right around 60%. Dew point was about 65 degrees, and very humid. Got up to, I guess, around 88 degrees, about 90 degrees. Very humid. We should have gotten rain today, but the chemtrails and what they're doing here, they're blasting these storms apart, and the California drought is a manufactured crisis. This is more evidence that the rain is being prevented from falling in California. We got 1.5 inches last week, but this is clear evidence that the drought is a manufactured catastrophe, and the people running these transmitters know that, and we're on to you guys. Okay, now this is the infrared map, or rather, excuse me, this is the water vapor map we're looking at. If we go to the infrared map, this is what we get during times of high importance when they have a lot of evidence of blast rings that are visible. This is what we've been seeing for the last 2 days. On the infrared map and also in the visible light mode, this map is all messed up. They've got it all screwed up so we can't see what's going on, but we can see it in the water vapor mode. Okay, there's no doubt that that's a high velocity blast ring from a HAARP transmitter. You can see it here and down here, and then the storm just disappears. Okay, so the chemical chemtrails that they're spraying into the sky create a hot air inversion layer, and that prevents these thunderheads, these big thunderheads, from convecting and delivering precipitation. And so these thunderheads, they bubble up, and then they just dissipate out. They just dry out, and they're gone. And that's the purpose of the chemtrail spray. It dries the atmosphere out. Okay, so we've got that. We've seen this. Let's go take a look at the National Hurricane Center. Take a quick look at Guillermo right over here. And let's see what's going on here with Guillermo. 105 mile per hour winds, sustained winds, and we have a pressure, minimum central pressure of 970 millibar. And it's moving west-northwest at about 20 miles per hour. So that's a fast-moving storm, and they're going to kill it off. I'll bet you by Monday, that storm will be gone. That is, the rotation will be gone. There'll still be some clouds drifting about, but just like we saw with Enrique, they blasted Enrique, and there was just a bunch of clouds drifting along, and that was the end of it. They hit this with such hot air that it just evaporates everything. And the hot air is clockwise movement, so it counteracts the counterclockwise movement, and you end up with a net difference of no rotation. Okay, and that's what's happened here. That's how they do it. They isolate it and they kill it off. All right. So let's go take a look at this other map, and then we'll be done. This is the color infrared wide map, and that's the whole picture. So we'll do another update tonight if anything comes up interesting. Okay, so that's it. We'll do another one later.